Welcome to Tinks Invest. We're talking about investing, finance, and professional development. That's a recording time of 12:10 p.m. on the Eastern Time. Ethereum coin trading $2,634, up about 7.11% so far. As you can see clearly on the overall crypto market and the equity market, we're approximately about 2.5 hours away from the Fed meetings. We're gonna hear more about from Jerome on his depictions on the economic outlook going forward, around the interest hikes, around the quantitative tapering, how we can be shaking out going forward, and et cetera, right? And the thing that we hope for today to continue the surge that we're experiencing right now would be just alignment in comparisons to Wall Street expectation, right? So if Jerome doesn't say anything outrageous or huge misalignment in comparisons to the timing that a lot of banks have been projecting so far, that March will be the first interest hike, the second will be June, and then subsequently to that will be September, and then November. So it's like a quarterly interval kind of thing that Wall Street has expected. If we don't hear anything along the line that is completely, shifting away from what we've been thinking about, with just lack of uncertainty, with more confirmatory signals, we should technically continue to see the surge. And for Ethereum specifically, it's going to go up to the $2,850, which is the next level of consolidation that we need to get up to. And I'll just look at the news before the Fed's meeting across the spectrum. A lot of positive news today. I would say one of the news that has been kind of, percolating around, coming from Cathie Woods from ARK Invest. So Cathie sees Ethereum rising above a $20 trillion market cap in the next 10 years. Okay? So let's just think about this in a relative perspective, right? So if Ethereum was to hit 1 trillion market cap, and I did some math earlier today, that would technically translate into somewhere around like the high $8,000 per Ethereum, like 9,000. They just put 9,000 as a flat number, right? So 20 trillion in the next 10 years. So technically by 2032, right, it hits 20 trillion. It will translate into $180,000 per Ethereum. That's a crazy number, right? It's much higher than what Bitcoin is trading at right now, obviously. And if I was to keep holding my portfolio, I have 58 Ethereum in my account, right? As it hits 20 trillion market cap at 180,000 per coin, that would technically translate into a $10.5 million portfolio in Ethereum if I don't do anything for the next 10 years from here. So interesting affectation, obviously, from Cathie Wood. And feel free to take a read in this report that's titled Big Ideas 2022, coming out from ARK Invest. It's readily available, and it's basically cultivated by two analysts. One is named Frank Downing, and the other one is named Nishida Jen, which are the research associates and analysts from ARK Invest. And they have wrote basically this very relatively comprehensive report on doing a deep dive, right? And based on their projection, $20 trillion is their price target for Ethereum specifically. So interesting to read, but 10 years is a big shift, right? If you think back like 10 years ago, what happened, right? A lot of things that we see nowadays, like crypto didn't exist back in the day, but 10 years is a lifetime, right? We'll see how that goes ultimately, but I guess it does definitely give some optimism into the market. And then next news that I'm also seeing right now is with respect to Paris Hilton. And this is an interview that she has done with CNBC earlier today. She's basically talked about her beliefs on NFT, knowing the fact that she's been relatively active in the market for NFTs, and her strong belief in metaverse as well. So she's currently invested a lot into crypto, and she's been making a sizable amount of money trading NFT as well. And then other news that I'm also seeing right now is with respect to just the rebound that we're experiencing in front of our eyes right now. So it's just more technical analysis. That's not really worth mentioning because we ultimately want to do it ourselves. We don't want to follow what other analysts are projecting because they have their own agenda. We want to just read the chart and understand what's going on with our own logics, right? Without any interruptions, if you may. Okay, so let's just dive straight into the technicals. Respective recording time of 12:15 p.m. on the Eastern time. We're basically about 1 hour and 45 minutes away from the Fed's meeting that's coming up. And on the anticipated pressure perspective, we're obviously foreshadowing that Jordan was going to say things that are going to be in alignment with Wall Street expectation, and also supported by obviously the positive news that we've been seeing across the spectrum, right? That it's the bottom, it's the time to buy now. It's good to be buying because of the oversold dynamics we have in the market. Things like that, just a lot of regurgitation news, right? But ultimately, the Fed is still going to be a market driver, and also in addition to that, we also have the earnings from Tesla and Apple as well. So those are also subsequent market drivers, so we have to watch out for. But ultimately, we do not predict the future. We do not know what the management team or the Jerome Powell person is going to be saying. We ultimately just control our portfolio by risk mitigation, right? And the level right now to identify what level to risk mitigate is to look into the technical. So let's just not waste any more time. Let's just dive right into it. So at the moment right now, we broke above that 2,625, which is a consolidated level. We need to get up to the 2,750 as a next level, which is going to be a non-substantive one, but you can see that clearly that's not a non-substantive one. The real one is 2,850. So if we get up here and we continue, obviously we are no longer submerged into the water like we were before at 20 out of 70. And as we form that golden cross, that means we're going to completely rebound and recuperate from there. And that's a good sign. It seems like we are curving up right now, you can see clearly. And at the same time, we are no longer in the completely oversold level, submerged into it. And again, my Patreon members know this. This is not, again, magic. I'm not making numbers up. It's just that, every single analysis that I do on the 140, 120 crypto and stocks that I perform on a daily basis is, the numbers are always lying onto those numbers because the technical is speaking the truth. And what I'm doing is just translating to it, look at the margin, and identify is it a good buying opportunity, holding opportunity, or selling opportunity. That's all I'm really doing, right? And in respect to Bitcoin right now at 38,300, leaping up, you can see that momentum is still going. We come back from the submerge of the 1991, right? Again, it's just logical that we keep leaping up because of the positive news that we've been getting so far and the positive sentiment among the investors. So right now, what's the real test that we need to get up to is the 40. As we crack above 40, we're going to get to a consolidated level that's relatively substantive, right? And that will be a confirmatory rebound then. Dogecoin is at 15 cents, up 5% right now. Anywhere from current level, I don't really like the current level at the moment. I think the dip was basically at 13 cents below from here. You didn't really miss it, it's okay. Again, if you missed it, you missed it, right? But again, right now it's still tolerable because at the 45 out of 70, it's not like you are at 90 out of 70, if you know what I mean, right? Cardano's rebounding nicer as well, 1.11 at the moment. Triple one is a lucky number, obviously. If you guys believe in superstitions, you can see that's still my green box behind me. And respect to current level, we bounced from the 102. But I like anything below $1 to 92 from here. Solana is at 99, about to break 100. As we break 100, we will come back up to the above water. We're still underwater at 29 out of 70 at the moment. I like anywhere from the 94 to 80 from here. XRP is up about 4.16%, 63. Anywhere from current level all the way to 55 is still logical to incur risk at. Polkadot is up about 1.6% at the 1917 right now. I like it anywhere from the 1825 to 1587 from here. Algorand's up about 5% with the 95 right now. Anywhere from the 91 to the 79 is still logical. Right now, it's still relatively oversold, so it seems like we are reviving nicely as well. Shiba Inu is up about 6.21% at the mid to low level of 2000s. I like anywhere from low 2000s all the way to the 1400s. Obviously, I kept mentioning. I like 1400 to 900 to be honest with you. Right now, the 35 out of 70. Obviously, we were super submerged before at the 25 out of 70 when we were crashing to the 1708 level, which was an opportune time again, right? That was the level to incur risk at. MagTech is up about 10%, 170. So we are about to break above 176, which is the next level consolidation. I like anywhere, to be honest with you. I like anything below 143 to 120, to be honest with you. That's just my risk tolerance. AVAX up about close to 3% at 70 right now. 59 to 50 is still logical for me to incur risk at. Luna is about 64 right now. Again, 62, 52, and 45. Right now, it's 40 out of 70. So Luna, relatively speaking, is a little bit more overbought, even though it's at the oversold level, but it's a relative exercise again, right, for us to incur risk. With respect to risk management, all of these are the levels I identified so far. Let me know how it goes. Seems like we're gliding nicely, but we don't know what Jerome is going to be saying, right? But ultimately, all we need from him is just to be aligned with Wall Street expectation, stay diplomatic, and not say anything crazy. All we need is more certainty, more confirmatory signals. And if that's the case, aligns with our expectation, we should be seeing a green day ahead. Okay? Ultimately, again, I'm not a wizard, right? This is just technical speaking the truth. So think yourself for your logical move. And I'm just glad that I was part of your journey for helping you. Appreciate you. And again, the Kathy Woods depiction is definitely a big flag. I don't know how logical that is. I mean, 10 years prediction, right? I mean, if you see all of the NFT cultivation, you see the adoption rates for Ethereum, $20 trillion is definitely an ambitious number. But again, 10 years is a long time. It's a lifetime. So we'll see how that goes. I do aspire to, hit a nice sizable portfolio of $10.5 million someday in 10 years. It doesn't hurt to be, I think I'll be 40 by then to have a net worth like that. But also with my Bitcoin, it's also will appreciate from there. So having a net worth close to about like 30 million when I'm 40 years old is not terrible, right? So appreciate you. Let me know how it goes and take care. Bye.